Live on YouTube, live on Rumble. I'm actually, yep, I am. All right. Let's see here. Blah, blah. Welcome to This Day in History, aka TDH. I am AO Xander. You are you. We will be joined by Gold New here shortly. The show is about interesting and important events that happened to date throughout the annals of recorded history. We have a 41-page document to go through today, so let's get started. In the year 130 BC, we have the Battle of Alexandria. Mark Antony achieved a minor victory over Octavian, but most of his army subsequently deserted, leading to Octavian's invasion of Egypt. We covered this a little bit yesterday. 398, end of the Gildonic Rebellion after Gildo's forces were defeated by forces loyal to Western Roman Emperor Honorius under Gold's brother Massacazel and Gildo's subsequent death. 432, Saint Sixtus III began his reign as Catholic Pope. So we have the election of Pope Sixtus III following the death of Pope Celestine I 4 days prior. That seems like a fast turnaround. Like, am I crazy? I mean, usually it takes like a month or so. But maybe like there was not as many cardinals to have to get through, but still, like 4 days to elect, that just seems a little quick. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm crazy. 768, Antipope Philip began and ended his reign as Catholic Pope. So from other sources, it says Antipope Constantine II was arrested by Primacarius Christopher and Lombard troops sent to aid him by King Desiderius. 781, the oldest recorded eruption of Mount Fuji. The traditional Japanese date is July 6, 781. So, the 6th day of the 7th month of the first year of the Tenno era, according to other source. And there's an artist rendition of that right there. 1009, Pope Sergius IV became the 142nd Pope, succeeding Pope John the 18th. 142nd Pope by 1009. Like, you guys are going through popes like popcorn. Nuts. Yeah, Pope 142 in the year 1009. You know, the religion is only like roughly 700 years old. So, like, that's like a pope every, 3 months or so?
3 months.
149? I don't know. Like, I don't know the actual.
700 years old?
Well, like, the Christian religion started around 300, 350. When it was really starting to, kick off. And, that, like, I don't know when the actual papacy started.
Well, let's just say 600 years, and there's been 200 of those popes, so that'd be one every 200 years.
One every 200 years.
One every 20 years, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, because, like, 142nd Pope.
Yeah.
So, anyway, 1201, welcome to the show, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah. 1201, attempted usurpation, that's a difficult word to say, by John Komnenos the Fat for the throne of Alexios III Angelos. So it was an attempted usurpation. Maybe he forgot to bring the donuts. He was called the Fat. Poor guy. 1291, Egyptian Mamluks occupied Acre and drove the last Crusaders out of Palestine. 1415, the Southampton plot to assassinate English King Henry V and put Edmund Mortimer on the throne was uncovered. Which I want to bring something up. I want to test your knowledge. Do you know why Roman numerals are the way they are? Like, why is it 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5?
I do not.
So 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now 4 is IV rather than going 1, 2, 3, 4. You do IV, and that's just 3 marks instead of 4.
Yeah.
So you're saving time. But 5 is the V in your index finger and thumb.
Yeah. Well,
so,
V at 4 is 1 before the V.
Yes.
1 before 5 is 4.
Like usually it's like with 1 you just do 1 line. 2 you do 2 lines.
Yeah.
3 you do 3 lines. We don't do 4 lines because instead of drawing 4 lines, we draw 3 with the IV, which means 4 because you subtract the 1 before it if it's a shorter, if it's a lesser number.
Yeah.
Roman numerals can sometimes get a little difficult.
Yeah. Well, that's why I say it's 1 before the 5 makes it 4.
Yes.
Taken away.
Yes. But then we get to 10 and it's an X because it's 2 5 on top of each other. So,
right.
Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to go off a little tangent there just to inform somebody of something that they might not know. I always like teaching these little weird things. 1451, Jacques Courier was arrested by order of Charles VII of France. I'm going to look that up here really quick. I have a note here. Why was he ordered to be arrested? on this day. Okay, it's just telling me a historical scandal. Okay, let's see if this. Okay, so this is going to require some reading. So if anybody wants to, which by the way, the title for today you never got a chance to it.
No, I didn't.
Mount Fuji, Gaelic language or Gaelic League, boxing censored, and more. So let's see here. This is what is this called? The Jacques were arrested. So I'm not sure if it talks about him being arrested in this link, but yeah. Anyway, like that link that we just collected and all other links that we collect throughout the show will appear in the underbar of the description below after the live stream, as per usual, like roughly about 10 minutes or so after the live streams. Because we're not just on this channel, we're on several others and everything. Like so we already have some cool things down in the underbar, those, including my limited to all things on the coalition, our various sources for history, the music in the background, and a handful of other cool, nifty little things. Anyway, if anybody wants to look this up, let us know why he was arrested. You let us know in the comment sections as well. 1492, all remaining Jews were expelled from Spain when the Alhambra Decree took effect. Now, we spoke about this a while ago. I'm just going to look this up here in case nobody remembers or you weren't around when we spoke about this initially. But it's also known as the Edict of Expulsion. It was an edict issued on March 31st, 1492, by the joint Catholic monarchs of Spain, Isabella I of Castile and Ferdinand II of Aragon, ordering the expulsion of unconverted Jews from the crowns of Castile and Aragon and its territories and possessions by July 31st of that year. Its primary purpose was to minimize the influence of the remaining Jews on Spain's large converso new Christian population converted from Judaism, to minimize the possibility that the latter and their descendants would be able to secretly practice their former faith. So, and there's a lot of things, that go into, why the Jews have been kicked out of over 200 countries. I'm not going to talk about it on here, but maybe someday I talk about it, but there's a lot of stuff already out there accessible on YouTube if you know where to look. I've seen, I've had some things, sent to me, over the years. So, but yeah, I'm going to add this in here, Alhambra Decree, if anybody wants to look a little bit deeper into this. It's horrendous, don't get me wrong, but it's not necessarily unwarranted, and that's all I'm going to say.
Well, you don't know.
So, I do know, because
okay.
because historically, there's things that they do that piss off everybody else, and they kick them out. So that's all I'm going to say about that, but it's not unwarranted. So.
Well, I like 1492 because Columbus sailed the blue.
Yeah, well, we're going to be talking about 1498, which is just 6 years late. Christopher Columbus was the first European to discover the island of Trinidad on his third voyage. So yeah, you didn't even.
I signed up for this.
But did you know he was coming up? Is that
no?
why
I didn't.
You didn't see him?
No.
So you just.
I randomly 1492 reminded me of the little sing song. 1492 Columbus sailed the blue.
Well, he was literally the next article we were going to cover.
I know. Now I see it.
And it's, oh my goodness! Of all the things that you can do unintentionally, that was awesome, actually. And I just wanted to show a map here. Here's Trinidad. So he was coming down from here, and then it looks like he went up through Hispaniola, and then up through Puerto Rico, and then up that way to back home to Spain or something. So, yeah, here's it's kind of small, but you can kind of see his little navigation way he went around and everything. Moving on to 1618, Maurice, Prince of Orange, disbanded the Wargelders militia in Utrecht, a pivotal event in the reconstrant/counter-demonstrant tensions. 1620, Pilgrim Fathers departed Leiden, Netherlands, for England on their way to America. 1646, Royalist supporters besieged at Goodrich Castle surrendered to parliamentarian forces during the English Civil War after the castle was partially destroyed by Roaring Meg, an enormous mortar. So, actually not that one. That's the first recorded eruption of Mount Fuji, by the way. It was earlier. So, there's Roaring Meg right there. Look at that thing.
Look at that.
Just boom. It's just, it's a short-range mortar and everything. So it was used to besiege castle walls. This is during the end of castles and everything. Of course, we had forts, but they were built in entirely different ways to counter the new artillery and everything.
Yeah.
Shorter, squatter, denser, all that stuff. Trying to get some images here of Roaring May. Here's an image right there. So, yeah. 1655, Russo-Polish War. That was from 1654 to 1667. So that's like what, 13-year war right there. The Russian army entered the capital of the Grand Duchy of Lithuania, Vilnius, which it held for 6 years. 1658, Aurangzeb appointed himself the sixth Mughal emperor. The Mughal Empire reached its greatest extent under him. Appointed himself. Now, other sources said he was proclaimed Mughal Emperor of India. That's, it doesn't sound like much, but that's a really big difference. If he appointed himself, or was he proclaimed? Like that tells a lot about the guy himself. So, freaking I'm not sure if it was accurate, but in the new Napoleon movie, while he was getting crowned Emperor of France, he just stood up and just took the crown and put it on himself. I think he did do that, actually. 1667, Peace of Breda, Second Anglo-Dutch War ended with Suriname exchanged for New Netherland, which consisted of New York, New Jersey, and parts of Connecticut and Delaware. All right.
All land.
Yeah. The Treaty of Breda ended the Second Anglo-Dutch War and granted England in possession of New Amsterdam. 1703, Daniel Defoe was placed in a pillory for the crime of seditious libel after publishing a politically satirical pamphlet, but was pelted with flowers. So, you know what a pillory is, right?
No.
That thing that you put your head and hands in.
Oh, okay.
So he was put in that. There it is. Here's an image right here. Yeah. But usually people throw heads of cabbage, rotten tomatoes.
Yeah.
So they pelted him with flour, so the people supported him despite him getting a punishment.
I got you.
Because
I got the flour part. I didn't get the being out in what's it called again?
A pillory.
A pillory. I never knew the name of that.
Yeah, but you know what seditious libel is?
Go ahead.
Well, I will look it up here really quick. Seditious libel, First Amendment Encyclopedia. The concept of seditious libel arrived in North America with the first English colonists. Hold on a second. What is seditious libel? Seditious libel, the ultimate guide to criticizing the government. It's basically criticism. Why can't I pronounce the word criticization?
Yeah.
And
you're liable for it.
Yeah. Well, seditious libel definition. Let's see if this works. Here we go. There's that. Prohibitions. Is it still legal? Well, I'm not getting an actual definition. Well, here's encyclopedia. Is this going to tell me something? Though its scope has varied greatly with time and place, the heart of the doctrine of seditious libel is the proposition that government may punish its critics for words it perceives as a threat to its survival. Yeah, so,
seditious meaning bad, and you're liable for it.
Well, basically, it's in other words, it's all this misinformation crap that's going on. You know how the left is misinformation this, misinformation that.
Yeah.
Well, that's basically they're accusing it of seditious libel, and equivalency and all that stuff. So, and it was legal for the government to persecute people accused of that. But then, who decides what's liable? Who's Yeah, that's not right.
Appointed judges.
Yeah, so that's oppression right there. 1715, 7 days after a Spanish treasure fleet of 12 ships left Havana, Cuba for Spain, 11 of them sank in a storm off the coast of Florida. A few centuries later, treasure was salvaged from these wrecks.
Oh, good.
Didn't we cover something like that yesterday? Could have sworn we did.
I don't know if it was this. We may have covered something like that.
Well, like 3 Spanish ships or something, 7 Spanish ships just disappeared or whatever.
Oh, yeah. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't remember the number, but I remember the disappearance.
Yeah. 1751, fire in Stockholm destroyed 1,000 houses. Wow. 1771, Dutch painter of animals Paulus Potter's great ox herd sold for 9,050 F, whatever this F is, in Amsterdam. Obviously, that's the letter of their their dollar sign, whatever. Yeah, their currency thing. Now, other source has this little Y thing, which is probably the current one, but that that wouldn't make any sense.
I think
So-
the Y is for the yuan, Japanese.
No, that's the Netherlands one. Why? Oh, hold on a second. Let me
It could be the yuan for China.
hold on a second. Let me look that up really quick, and then I'll look up this Y here on this other search. Y. Latin letter with Irish type alphabet history. That's right. Yada yada. Y. How to pronounce that? No. Y.
Monetary symbol for Y.
Y money. There we go. Oh, it's telling me the same thing. X money. What? No. Dictionary currency symbol. Here we go. Okay. Let's see. Where's the Y? This is turning into a whole story. We got to keep on going, guys.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like, if anybody can let us know what this Y is, this one here, that'd be great. Anyway, just to show the image of the painting, I think it's this one here. So it's sold for 9,050 F or Y, whatever that is. So, 1777, Marquis de Lafayette, aged just 19, was appointed a Major General of the Continental Army.
Jeez.
Yeah, so the U.S. Second Continental Congress passed a resolution that the services of Gilbert du Motier, Marquis de Lafayette, quote, be accepted, and that in consideration his zeal, illustrious family, and connections, he have the rank and commission of Major General of the United States, end quote. Well, I mean, he did come over here and train our soldiers, and drill and all that stuff, and made us stand our ground against the British. So, and the British, just, considering, because we saw young Washington, and that was the start of the French-Indian War, and what was it, 1740?
I don't remember.
1730 something, I don't know, but somewhere, I think it was 1730.
I think it was made last year.
But no, the British had gotten the French out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the British were stronger. They were the bigger boy on the block, and so yeah, it was a great boon, like a great help. The French helping us, and the Spanish helped us too a little bit as well.
I don't think we would have made it without the French.
Oh, absolutely not. And then the Polish helped us. There was this one Polish guy who saved George Washington's life. So yeah. 1786, poems chiefly in the Scottish dialect by Robert Burns, also known as the Kilmarnock, the Kilmarnock edition, was published by John Wilson in Kilmarnock, Scotland. That's why they're called that. 1790, we have the first U.S. patent was granted to Samuel Hopkins for a potash process. Now remember, we covered the first numbered patent a while ago.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
We had already been giving patents, but we hadn't been giving them the numbers. And what was it for? Like like a train wheel or something? I think.
I don't remember. I was surprisingly late.
Yeah.
Like the 1800s sometime.
Yeah. 1792, the cornerstone was laid for the first U.S. government building, the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia. I actually have an image of that. Look at the different sizes. Why do they have different? There has to be some kind of industrial process. It goes from one building to another until finished product, or something.
1 story, 2 story, 3 story.
Yeah. Weird. I guess these are the offices, and then this is the warehouse, and then maybe that's the manufacturing place. That's the only one with the smokestack too. So yeah, that's the only building with actual machines in it. These are fireplaces.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Weird. But yeah, let's look up that really quick to see other images of this. It looks pretty cool. There's this building, and then now we have this big modern looking thing, monstrosity. 1794, all Jacobin clubs gathered in Harlem. I'm just going to look that up here really quick. All Jacobin clubs. Jacobins. The Society for the Friends of the Constitution, renamed the Society of the Jacobins, Friends of Freedom and Equality after 1792, and commonly known as the Jacobin Club. Huh. That seems like something to look into. Jacobin Club. Throw that in the underbar section as well. I'm going to throw this into the Discord too, just because... I want to look at that later on. What else do we got here? I forgot to show you the thumbnail.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's that cannon. whatever it's called.
The Roaring Meg,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it was called. So, believe it or not, both these fires are in California, just two different fires.
I can believe it.
Yeah. So, anyway, where were we? 1809, first practical U.S. railroad track made of wood and designed for horse-drawn cars was laid in Philadelphia. We were talking about this yesterday, like how the railroad was invented for horse-drawn vehicles, and then the Industrial Revolution happened,
Right.
and then we got trains as we know them today. But the tracks weren't originally for those big behemoth engines. It just so happened to work out so well, you know. So, yeah, here's some images. This is an AI image, so obviously there. But yeah, so it's just some old images and newspaper. I mean, how cool would that be, dude? Although it kind of suck if the horse tripped on one of the railroad ties and.
Well, that's what I was looking at in that one picture. You know, that can't be comfortable on the horse to be walking along that.
Probably not.
And that's not showing the slats there that well.
Well, I mean, if you're just riding a horse out in the wild, it's not even. It's rocky. It's bumpy.
True.
It's, you know. So I don't know. What else we got here? 1813, British invaded Plattsburgh, New York. That has to be part of the War of 1812 because 1812 from 1814. You know. 1849, Stadium engraver Benjamin Chambers patented breech loading cannon, and that's what that guy is right there. So before this, they had to load it from the front. You know, like in this revolutionized warfare.
Yeah.
Like it made cannons so much safer, so much faster. You know, with reloading and cleaning and all that stuff. Really awesome design. 1852, hottest July in the Netherlands since at least 1783, with an average temperature of 68.4 Fahrenheit or 20.2 Celsius. So that's not bad, 68.4 Fahrenheit. But that's up in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
So that's pretty warm up there. 1853, first nighttime surgery was performed at Lyachev Hospital in Lemberg, now Lviv in Ukraine, using a new kerosene oil lamps invented by Ignacy Lukasiewicz. All right, well, thank you, Dr. Mr. whatever, Lukasiewicz. Yeah, first nighttime surgery, awesome. Like, basically says everything that I just read in that thing. So, cool little statue there. It tells you everything in the chair. There's a lot of text, it looks like, in there. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, trying to see if I could get a image of the chair, but it doesn't look like I will. Anyway, that's cool, though. The first nighttime surgery lit up by kerosene lamps, of all things. 1855, Stockholm experienced its hottest July since at least 1756, with an average temperature of 21.4 Celsius. 1856, Christchurch, New Zealand was chartered as a city. Cool. 1861, the Cherrapunji in Meghalaya, India, received 9,300 millimeters of rainfall in July, setting a world record. What is that to inches? Millimeters to feet. Okay, yeah, let's do to feet. 30 feet in a month, 30 and a half feet in the month of July. It's a lot of rain, man.
Yeah.
But hey, that's pretty good. There is such a thing as too much water, though. So, 1864, Ulysses S. Grant was promoted to Major General of Volunteers. All right. 1865, the first narrow gauge mainline railway in the world opened in Grantchester in Queensland, Australia, all the way down under that. 1874, Patrick Francis Healy, S.J., don't know what that is, was inaugurated as president of Georgetown University. Patrick Francis Healy became the first black Stadian inaugurated as president of a predominantly white university in Georgetown University. Okay.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah. 1876, U.S. Coast Guard Officers Training School was established in New Bedford, Massachusetts. 1 year after that, Russo-Turkish War, the second Russian assault on Plevna, Ottoman Empire, which is now Plevlin in Bulgaria, failed. 7,300 Russian and over 2,000 Turkish casualties. Yikes. 1879, we have the first cable connection between South Africa and Europe was laid by the British electrical engineer Charles Tilston Bright as part of his project to link the British Empire with growing telecommunications technologies. Excellent. 1893, Gaelic League was founded by Douglas Hyde and Eoin MacNeill in order to encourage Irish people to speak the language and take a greater interest in their culture. That almost makes me want to take an interest in it, you know? 1899, Albert Trott hit a ball from Monty Noble over the pavilion at Lord's Cricket Ground. And what does that mean? Like, what is a pavilion? Like,
The stands.
Ah, okay. So he almost hit a fan or something?
No. He hit it over the pavilion. That means out of the ballpark.
Ah, okay. 1910, pioneering Dutch aviator Clement van Maasdijk gave a flying demonstration. I'm going to image search that really quick. I think there is an image search. Oh, I think I looked this up. Yeah, here he is. I think it's just says the guy's name, so that's him right there. I'm not sure if this is the flying demonstration, how many he did, if this is today or a different one, but he's doing it like in that contraption. That's amazing. The start of aviation. 1911, Hungarian education was taught only in German. This was removed from primary source for some reason. 1912, the U.S. government censored movies and photos of boxing prize fights. This remained in place until 1940. What? That's weird. The U.S. government censored movies and photos of boxing prize fights.
Hmm.
They prohibited movies and photos.
That's weird.
Yeah. Until 1940. It remained in place until 1940. 1914, German Emperor Wilhelm II threatened war and ordered Russia to demobilize. Here we go. We also have oil was discovered in Lake Maracaibo, northwestern Venezuela, the largest lake in South America. Sounds like they need some freedom, and we already took their leader, so
yeah, we still have lots of oil. Now it's coming up to the Gulf.
1917, during World War I, we have the Battle of Passchendaele. The Third Battle of Ypres began and lasted until November 6, 1917, causing approximately 500,000 casualties over at West Flanders in Belgium. So we were talking about the Passchendaele yesterday. We spoke about it the day before and all that stuff. There's a movie around it. 1919, the Weimar Constitution establishing the German Republic was adopted. The Weimar Republic, there it is. 1922, 18-year-old Ralph Samuelson rode the world's first water skis in Minnesota. We covered this a while ago. And we also covered him doing the first ski jump.
Oh, really?
Yeah. About a couple days after that. So I'm not sure when it is. As soon as one person gets an error, and if somebody else copies that, if somebody else makes an error, the longer time goes, the more potential errors and erroneous branches are. When was the real one, and it might turn into a mystery just out of ignorance, which is a real shame. 1922, general strike in Italy against fascist violence. Good. 1923, Belgian chamber discussed bilinguality at Ghent University. I'm surprised I was able to read that. Bilinguality. Wow.
I don't know what that is.
Bilingual.
Yeah.
1925, last Allied occupying troops left the German Ruhr region. While that was going on, Unemployment Insurance Act was passed in Britain. I'm going to look that up here really quick, just to see that here. Unemployment Insurance Act, 1920. I'm talking about 1925, so this is not the right one. So maybe not. Well, it says commencement 1920, so no, it wouldn't. Yeah, it says 1925. It was passed, right here. So it's not even telling me the right one. So if anybody can tell me, okay, what is this? Unemployment Insurance Act of 1925. Is this it? I'm not sure, but yeah. I'm not just gonna throw in weird links like that in my underbar. So if anybody would care to look into that, let us know in the comment section your findings. Do we have any comments yet? Nothing on YouTube. Where's Rumble? There it is. Nope, nothing over there either. Alright, 1928, Halina Konopaka of Poland hurled a discus world record of 39.62 meters to win the first gold medal in women's Olympic athletes at the Amsterdam Games. All right. Stadium Lillian Copeland and Ruth Sveberg of Sweden took minor medals as well. So cool. 1928 as well, in the first women's Olympic track event, Stadium sprinter Elizabeth Robinson equaled her own world record of 12.2 seconds to win the 100-meter gold medal in Amsterdam. Canadians Fanny Rosenfeld and Ethel Smith tied in 12.3 seconds, just 0.1 seconds after her, to both of them. Holy cats, Batman, dude. These awesome athletes. So kudos to them. 1930, New York Yankees first baseman Lou Gehrig drove in 8 runs with a grand slam and 2 doubles in a 14-13 win over the rival Boston Red Sox. Would you care to where my water vanished to? You moved it somewhere.
Here. It's almost. I think it is empty.
No, there's still a little slip left in it. But yeah. So, tell us about baseball or something. I don't know, like fill the air.
Fill the air. Well, they needed every run of what's his name's grand slam.
Yeah, they did.
And 2 doubles.
Yep. 1932, Cleveland Indians christened their new home, Municipal Stadium, before more than 76,000 fans, but they lost the opener 1-0 to the Philadelphia A's. Heartbreak right there. 32, German election, the NSDAP got 37.3%. So other source says the NSDAP, the Nazi Party, won more than 38% of the vote in German elections. You know, and see, like, I find it so funny that even the Nazis were more popular than modern day liberals because they have to steal every election. I mean, look at LA right now.
Yeah.
You know, like look at the entire history of California for the past 30, 40 years. You know, it's probably been everything that's stolen. Hell, California is probably a red state, but as soon as one liberal got in there, it was like a freaking cancer that just spread and took over, and now it's just like this symbiote that took control or something. It's weird. 1936, IOC awarded Tokyo, Japan in the 1940 Summer Olympic Games, which were later canceled due to the Second Sino-Japanese War.
Wow.
Good job, Japan. 38, archaeologists discovered engraved gold and silver plates from King Darius I the Great in Persepolis. And I actually have an image of that. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That's gold, silver plates. So they had writing on them.
Yeah.
And here they are in some kind of like container or something. So
yeah, it's to preserve it, no doubt.
Yeah. This looks like
oh, look at that.
That looks like gold leaf.
Yeah, very thin.
Yeah. This is solid, you can tell that.
Yeah.
So 1938, MLB Commissioner Kennesaw Mountain Landis suspended New York Yankees outfielder Jake Powell after he said on Chicago radio he keeps in shape by, quotes, cracking blacks over the head with his nightstick, end quotes.
Oh,
why would you say that? Like, that is beyond understanding. Terrible. 38, Bulgaria signed a non-aggression pact with Greece and other states of Balkan Entente, Turkey, Romania, and Yugoslavia. 1940, Nazi Reich Commissioner of the Netherlands, Arthur Seyss-Inquart, banned homosexuals. Yikes. 41, Mom's Time. U-boats sank and damaged 21 Allied ships this month. 80,521 tons. 80,521 tons.
Wow.
That's a lot. You know, U.S. tons, I guess. Or, well, this is a British source, so maybe it's metric tons. I don't know. Either way, it's a lot.
A lot of metal.
Yeah. Well, so 41, during the Holocaust, under instructions from Adolf Hitler, Nazi official Hermann Göring ordered SS General Reinhard Heydrich to, quote, submit to me as soon as possibly a general plan of the administrative material and financial measures necessary for carrying out the desired final solution of the Jewish question, end quotes. Yikes, dude. Oh, it's fucking... I can't believe I read that, but that was just flabbergasting how evil people can get. Like, 41 as well, during World War II, the Battle of Smolensk concluded with Germany capturing about 300,000 Soviet Red Army prisoners. These are numbers beyond my understanding. 42, German SS gassed 1,000 Jews in Minsk, Belarusia. I know, it's terrible. 42, Transport 13 departed Pithiviers, France, with 1,049 French Jews sent to Auschwitz concentration camp. 16 of them will survive until the war's end. Now, to lift spirits here, in the same vein, I'm going to play this video, so just bear with us here. So
all the letters. But back here is the list of all the children. This is Vera Diamant, now Vera Gissing. We did find her name on his list. Vera Gissing is with us here tonight. Hello, Vera. And I should tell you that you are actually sitting next to Nicholas Winton. Hello.
So I'm going to
I've
pause it
seen
there.
this before.
Yeah, well, I'd like to bring it up,
Yeah.
just to show even in the darkest of times, there's always light. So
Yeah.
to give some context, they're talking about these are Holocaust survivors.
Yes.
Nicholas Winston, the old guy there.
Yeah.
During the Holocaust, he saved her life, and by lists, when that was mentioned
Yeah.
earlier in this video, I know you know all this. I'm just letting the viewers know. Those are all people, all children at the time that he saved. So keep that in mind. That list and those people are people that he saved, got him out of there during the Holocaust. So just watch this.
And it was just so wonderful, so terribly, terribly touching.
Can I ask, is there anyone in our audience tonight who owes their life to Nicholas Winton? If so, could you stand up, please?
So I think I got my point across.
Yeah.
I got us emotionally rebalanced. But if anybody wants to watch this video themselves, I'm just going to put this Sir Nicholas Winton, I think is his name right there. So, but yeah. So there's always light. There's always a silver lining to every black cloud. You just gotta find it. Sometimes it's hard, but it's there. 43, we're going right back into this. Transport 58 with French Jews departed from Nazi Germany. Then take this with a grain of salt. Like we have the last deportation train. Take it last. That's good. No more. Deportation train out of Mechelen departed for Auschwitz. 44 as well. Transport 77 with French Jews departed for Nazi Germany. And then 45, here's some good news. Pierre Laval, the fugitive former leader of Vichy France, surrendered to Allied soldiers in Austria. So things are turning around.
Yeah.
So, here we go.
45.
Yeah.
Almost over.
Yeah. So, Loon's time. Actually, World War II was over in Europe by now. So, he was...
45? Nah,
Yeah.
It ended at 45.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we already went through VE Day.
Yeah, yeah.
No, Germany surrendered. That's all over.
Yeah.
But we're still fighting the Japanese.
Yes.
And actually, in like a week or so, we're going to be talking about Hiroshima and Nagasaki. It's coming up here pretty quick. Loon's time, except it's 1948, so 2 years later. Stadium sprinter Harrison Dillard ran an Olympic record for 10.3 seconds to defeat countryman Barney Ewell for the 100-meter gold medal at the London Olympics. Stadium swimmer Wally Riz won the coveted 100-meter freestyle gold medal at the London Olympics, defeating teammate Alan Ford by 0.4 seconds. 0.4 seconds. Like, I can't even snap my fingers that quick.
No.
Is that...
400th of a second.
Yeah. Would it be tenths or hundredths?
0.04, you said.
No, 0.4.
Oh, that's tenths. 4
Yeah.
tenths.
Yeah. 48, the U.S. President Harry Truman dedicated Idlewood Field, which is now Kennedy Airport in New York City.
Ah.
So, yeah.
Idlewild. It was, that's what it originally was.
Yeah, at Idlewild Field in New York International Airport, later renamed John F. Kennedy International Airport, was dedicated. While that was going on, the USS Savannah was sunk by an aerial torpedo after surviving hits from 2 atomic bombs as part of post-war tests and being used for target practice by 3 other ships. So, rest in peace, Nevada. You served your country in ways most ships never would. 51, Japan Airlines was established. 54, first ascent of K2 by an Italian expedition led by Ardito Desio. We also have Milwaukee first baseman Joe Adcock became only the 3rd player in the 20th century to hit 4 home runs in a 9-inning game, joining Lou Gehrig and Gil Hodges in a 15-7 Braves win over the Brooklyn Dodgers at Ebbets Field. MLB record 18 total bases. Nice. 58, anti-Chinese uprising in Tibet. Yeah, I'm part of the Free Tibet Club. 59, Cliff Richard and the Shadows have their first British #1 single with Living Doll, the best-selling British single of 1959. And we do have the the song right here. You want to hear it? And that's about it, you know. Like he just walks up, starts singing, and then it's like a minute some odd long. There's a longer version out there. I know this, but I mean it's a very 50s song. So, 1960, Elijah Muhammad, leader of the Nation of Islam, called for a black state. That's never good when there's supremacy on the mind. 61, Israel welcomed its 1 millionth immigrant, but let's not forget it was already at 1 million population by 1949. So, 62, England fast bowler Brian Statham became Test cricket's leading wicket taker with a world record tally of 237, as Australian wicketkeeper Barry Shepherd was caught by Fred Truman for 10 in the drawn fourth Test in Adelaide. 1963, MLB Cleveland Indians tied a record of 4 consecutive home runs to beat California Angels 9-5. Woody Held, Pedro Ramos, Tito Francona, and Larry Brown all went deep off of Paul Foytak in the 6th inning. 1964, stadium glider pilot Al Parker glided a 644 miles without a motor. Wow. That's epic. I wonder if that's like the record, if it's ever been beaten. You know,
no
like
idea.
what's I'm just gonna look it up. Longest glide without a motor. Let's see. Air Transat Flight 236. Like aviation accidents. Well, that doesn't sound good. That sounds like this broke the record maybe. I'm not sure. It just came up randomly, so I'm not sure. Another challenge for the viewers. If anybody wants to bring that up or look it up or anything like that, let us know if this is the record, if that accident broke the record, or if this was that accident. Actually, I'm not sure. Although he is a glider pilot, so it almost seems like he was intentionally doing it. So I don't know. 1964, Ranger 7 took 4,316 pictures before crashing to the moon. So during the Ranger program, Ranger 7 sent back the first close-up photographs of the moon with images 1,000 times clearer than anything ever seen from Earth-bound telescopes. It's epic. Let's just do a quick image search of this just to see a couple examples. I'm not going to look at all 4,316 pictures. That's, I'm sure that there's a website you can go to find them if you want to look at all of them. Like, that'd be cool, actually. Yeah, you know what? If you can find the actual website that displays all of them, if it exists, put it in the comments and I'll pin it. What else do we got here? 1965, cigarette advertising was banned on British TV. 1966, 2 Alabama radio hosts, Tommy Charles and Doug Layton of WAQY in Birmingham, asked listeners to send in Beatles albums and merchandise to burn in response to John Lennon's remark that, quote, Christianity will go, end quote. I agree with him. I want to start, burning Beatles merchandise right now. You don't say stuff like that about any religion. You just don't.
Right.
You don't do that to anybody's beliefs. I don't care who you are. 66, the pleasure cruiser MV Darwin disappeared off the Cornwall coast with the loss of all 31 on board. I wonder if it's ever been found, a wreck or anything. 67, the Rolling Stones singer Mick Jagger and guitarist Keith Richards were released from jail in England after serving 1 month on drug charges. 1968, the Beatles closed Apple Boutique in London, giving away clothes for free. And just randomly, I looked this up on image search, and yeah, here it is. They have people, looks like they're holding up free clothes. They're just getting stuff. So, yeah. 1969 as well, Elvis Presley returned to the concert stage for the first time in over 8 years, starting a 4-week, 57-show run at the newly opened International Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada. 57 shows in 4 weeks? Hell. How? I don't... What is that, like 2 a day, 3 a day?
Well, I don't know. You'd have to figure how many days are in 57 weeks.
7, 14, 21, 28. 28.
Okay, so that's 28 days in 4 weeks?
7,
That's
14, 21, 28.
So you're doing 2 a day.
So it is 2 a day. That's too much. Every day?
Yeah.
That's too much. I mean, I'm doing 1 show a day, and it's already driving me bananas. So, 1969, Mariner 6 made its closest approach to planet Mars at 3,410 kilometers. I wonder what that is in miles. So, kilometers to miles. Let's see here. 2,118 miles. Okay. 1969, National Guard mobilized in racial disturbances in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. 1970, 37th NFL Chicago All-Star Game, Kansas City 24, All-Stars 3, with 69,940 attendees. 1970, we have Black Tot Day, the last day of the officially sanctioned rum ration in the Royal Navy, which had started in 1740 and ended in 1970.
Wow, 30 years.
What?
30 years? No,
1740 to 1970.
Excuse me, 230.
What? I mean, you got like a couple of the numbers right, but
Yeah.
it's just one more digit.
I left the 17 part off.
Yeah. 1970 as well, Daniel O'Hagan, at the age of 19, a Catholic civilian, was shot dead by the British Army during a serious riot in the New Lodge Road area of Belfast, London. Yeah. 71, Apollo 15 astronauts took a 6.5-hour electric car ride on the moon. On the lunar rover.
Yeah.
And it was the first time, I think. 'Cause
Yeah,
we
I think
talked
it
about
was,
it
yes.
yesterday when they landed.
Yeah.
71, four-time First Division soccer champions Go Ahead from the Dutch city of Deventer added Eagles to their famous name. So I guess Eagles Go Ahead now? Because Go Ahead is capitalized, so that's the name, Go Ahead.
They
So-
changed it to the Eagles?
No, they added Eagles to their
Go
famous
Ahead
name.
Eagles.
Yeah, Eagles Go Ahead or Go Ahead Eagles. Or Go Eagles Ahead. Like, Ahead Go Eagles? Like,
I don't know.
now we're playing Mix the Cup. 1971, Venezuela's hydrocarbons reversion law mandated the gradual transfer to government ownership of all, quote, unexploited concession areas, end quote, by 1974 and, quote, all their residual assets, end quote, by 1983. That doesn't sound too good. 72, we have the Claudy bombing. 9 civilians were killed when 3 car bombs exploded in County Londonderry, Northern Ireland. No group has since claimed responsibility, so it's still an open mystery. MLB Chicago White Sox slugger Dick Allen became only the 7th player in MLB history to hit 2 inside the park home runs in the game, both off Bert Blyleven, and an 8-1 White Sox win over the Minnesota Twins. 72 as well, Operation Motorman. The British Army used 12,000 soldiers supported by tanks and bulldozers to retake the no-go areas controlled by the Provisional Irish Republican Army. So we have here from the other source, during the Troubles in Operation Motorman, the British Army retook the urban no-go areas of Northern Ireland. It is the biggest British military operation since the Suez Crisis of 1956, and the biggest in Ireland since the Irish War of Independence. Later that day, 9 civilians were killed by car bombs in the village of Claudy. They just will not let Ireland go free. Here's some images of it. If this isn't oppression, I don't know what is. Ireland just wants to be out of British rule, and this is a reaction from the British. They go in with fucking military equipment. This is disgusting. Britain, let them go. 72, Senator Thomas Eagleton withdrew as the Democratic Vice President candidate at George McGovern's request after news that Eagleton sought treatment for depression became public.
Yeah.
So why was that such a bad thing? The guy's trying to help, fix himself.
Yeah, well, there you go. It's politics for you.
That's so. Well, that was how society was.
Yeah.
I
remember that.
What are you crying? Why are you a little
That's
bitch?
a big McGovernite.
Yeah, but that's terrible. How society was and still is. As a man, you're expected, to take all the licks and just sit there with a stiff upper lip, don't whimper and just deal with it. It's we have feelings too. So.
Well, nobody wants their vice president to have undergone treatment.
So now we're going to make their life worse. Gee, what great people we are, aren't we?
What do you mean make our lives worse?
Make his life worse.
Well, he's still a senator.
He's, because of him seeking depression, this guy withdrew Senate. He withdrew and everything. So, it shouldn't be that big of a deal that somebody's actually actively trying to seek help. You know, but now we're going to take actions because he's seeking help in a negative way. That's just going to make it worse for that poor guy.
All politicians
that's horrible.
look at everything as a perception. How's the public going to perceive this? So they want him as a vice president. So they said,
well,
so he probably
as
said,
a member of
"Screw
the
it,
public,
I'm just
I
gonna
perceive
resign."
it as a disgusting thing that he resigned.
Fair enough.
Yeah. You know, like, we're all humans, you know? We're all eating this shit sandwich together. Why are we hurting each other? What's the point? Huh. 1973, Delta Airlines DC-9 crashed in fog at Logan Airport, Boston, killing all but one of 89 aboard. Unfortunately, though, the lone survivor died 5 months later. Doesn't tell us how.
Well, nobody survived.
Yeah, so ultimately everybody died. Other source didn't even mention the guy. It just says killing 89. Doesn't mention anything about that other guy there. But it does say that it was flight DL-723, a Delta Airlines jetliner. So, 73, England cricket batsman Frank Hayes scored an unbeaten 106 in his Test debut in the first Test against the West Indies at the Oval in London. The tourists won by 158 runs. 73 as well, Rolling Stones guitarist Keith Richards' country house, Redlands, in West Wittering, Sussex, England, was seriously damaged in a fire for the second time in 9 years, variously attributed to mice or careless smoking while intoxicated. Wow, how high do you have to be and lame? Burn down your own house. 75, the Miami show band killings. Ulster Volunteer Force, UVF, a loyalist paramilitary group, shot dead 3 members of an Irish show band at Bushkill, County Down in Northern Ireland. 76, East German runner Waldemar Kierpinski defeated Stadion Frank Shorter by 50 seconds to win the Olympic Games marathon in 2 hours, 9 minutes, and 55 seconds in Montreal. So beat him by 50 seconds. That's quite a big, that's a minute. 76, St. Shelley's Independence, or St. Shelley's Independence is their Independence Day. Another Independence Day out of many in July. 77, John F. Blake was promoted from acting to deputy director of the CIA. That's a heck of a career change there.
Yeah.
78, Cincinnati Reds infielder Pete Rose singled off Phil Necro to extend his hitting streak to 44 games as the Reds edged the Atlanta Braves 3-2, tying Willie Keeler's 81-year-old National League record. All right. 78, gunman shot his way into the Iraqi embassy in Paris. 1980, the crew of Soyuz 37 returned to Earth aboard Soyuz 36. That's weird. Hurricane Allen formed in the Atlantic Ocean and became the strongest hurricane recorded in the Atlantic Basin with winds of 190 miles per hour or 305 kilometers per hour. 1980 as well, John Phillips of the Mamas and the Papas was arrested on drug charges in Manhattan, New York City. 81, Arnett Hubbard was installed as the first woman president to the National Bar Association. All right. Mid-season strike by MLB players ended after 42 days, causing the cancellation of 713 games. Players and owners come to an agreement on free agent compensation. That's a lot of games.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
That's the whole league. You know, they're playing 10, 20 games a day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean,
Yeah, that was a short season.
wow. 81, Poland's Deputy Prime Minister Mike Jagielowski was fired. Just going to do a quick surface level scratch of that article just to see, it just tells me about the guy. So if anybody can let us know why that happened to him, let us know in the comments section. We got to move on up here to 1982, in which Finland, Italy, Germany, Austria, and France formed the American European Football Federation, AEFF. That's very weird. Finland, Italy, Germany, and Austria and France forming the American European football, but there's no American in there. I guess it's for America.
I don't know.
Weird. 82, 2 buses and several cars collided near Bion, France, resulting in 44 child deaths and 7 adult deaths. That's terrible. 83, Brooks Robinson, Juan Martial, George Kill, and Walter Alston were inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York. 83 as well, Dutch July average temperature is 20.1 degrees Celsius, or 68.18 Fahrenheit, making it the warmest July since 1854. 1984, Lisa Gibbons' first appearance on Entertainment Tonight. Who's that? It's just, I don't even know why I marked that. I just wanted to say who's that. 1984, maybe you know. Do you know? Okay. '84, U.S. men's gymnastics team scored an emotional upset win over the world champion Chinese team in the combined event to take the gold medal at the Los Angeles Olympics. '84 as well, Venezuelan commandos stormed a hijacked DC-9 aircraft in Caraco, retaking the plane, killing both hijackers, and rescuing all 79 passengers and crew. That's the time, if you're ever going to clap on a plane, to clap on a plane.
Yeah.
'85, Indian writer R.K. Narayan published his short story collection Under the Banyan Tree and Other Stories. All right. Ayo's time. Can I get through my life in 5 minutes?
No.
All right. 1987, a rare F-4 tornado ripped through Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, killing 27 people and causing $330 million in damage. Woo!
Still no.
In 1987, Baltimore first baseman Eddie Murray hit his 299th and 300th career home runs
nice.
to lead the Orioles to an 8-4 win over the Texas Rangers. '87 as well, we have a battle between Iranian pilgrims and Saudi Arabian troops, killed 402. Wow. That's a clash there. '87, Rockwell International was awarded a contract to build a fifth space shuttle for STS-5. '88, a bridge at the Sultan Abdul Halim ferry terminal in Butterworth, Malaysia collapsed, killing 32 people and injuring 1,674. Wow. Like, that's wild. It looks like it was this. It looks like, I'm not sure if it's supposed to look damaged or what. I mean, this is Malaysia. I mean, not to shit on Malaysia, but I mean, like, be real. So, I'm not sure if it's supposed to look like that or what. Maybe this is it. This is 1987. So, would that be it?
That's a bridge collapsing.
This was a ferry terminal, a bridge at the Sultan Ferry Terminal. So would that be it? No, this says Bangkok.
Like it.
Bangkok is not in Malaysia. Bangkok's in Thailand, so that's somewhere else entirely. Oh well. Anyway, '88, last Playboy Club closed in the U.S. In Lansing, Michigan. All right, finally rid of that filth. Miami Dolphins defeated San Francisco 49ers 27-21 in the American Bowl at London's Wembley Stadium. '88 as well, Oakland DH Jose Canseco, DH, defense hitter or something, or
designated hitter.
Jose Canseco smacked 2 home runs off Scott Bankhead, I guess because he had a bank for a head. An 86-2 win over the Seattle Mariners and became the first MLB player to hit 30 home runs in his first 3 years. That's awesome.
Now, let me tell you how a designated hitter came about. It used to be everybody on the field played and hit. And pitchers never took batting practice or practice. All they wanted to do was pitch. So they're lousy hitters.
But then you brought in people just for hitting.
So they decided, the American League first, to allow the pitcher not to hit at all and have a DH, designated hitter.
Now,
so he's a hitter only.
So what do they do when they're not up at bat?
He pitches.
Oh, so the designated hitter pitches?
No, he doesn't do anything. He sits on the bench.
So he's only there to hit. So he doesn't get on the field at all?
No.
That sucks.
And the pitcher only pitches. He doesn't hit.
Wow. I mean, I don't know, because now you're getting into specialties and you're taking the randomness.
They're trying to make the game more exciting.
It'd be
more batters in the lineup.
No, it'd be more exciting if everybody, got to play various positions, got to be up at the bat, like, if anything, they should put, that's what I wanted to be, a designated hitter in Little League. I didn't want to be out there on the field. No.
You hated hitting.
True.
You would have rather been on the field and avoid the hitting.
Oh. I guess I didn't like baseball at all then. I mean, hell, I refer the cycle as a line. Did I get that right or wrong? Or I don't know anymore. Anyway, 1988, Pittsburgh Pirates' first baseman / left fielder and 7-time All-Star Willie Stargell became the 200th man to be inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. All right.
Yeah, Willie Stargell.
Yeah. He's wearing a hat kind of looks like that French guy's
Pittsburgh
hat.
had weird uniforms in.
Yeah, it looks like it. 1900, Texas Rangers pitcher Nolan Ryan recorded his 300th career victory with an 11-3 win over the Milwaukee Brewers, becoming the 20th MLB pitcher to reach this milestone. Bosnia-Herzegovina declared independence. Okay. 91, Russia and the U.S. signed a long-range nuclear weapons reduction pact. that the United States and the Soviet Union both signed the START 1 Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty, the first to reduce, with verification, both countries' stockpiles. 91 as well, Soviet OMON attacks on attacked a Lithuanian customs post in Mediniki, killing 7 officers and severely wounding another. What is Oman? Soviet Oman? Like, not the country Oman, but Russian Special Police Units. Huh. It's okay, as if they needed more of these. It's a system of military special police units within the National Guard of Russia. It previously operated within the structures of the Soviet and Russian Ministry of Internal Affairs, MVD, originating as the Special Forces unit of the Soviet militia in 1988. It has played major roles in several armed conflicts during and following the 1991 dissolution of the Soviet Union. Huh. So let's see here. OMON. Throw that in there really quick. What else do we got here? 1991, U.S. Senate voted to allow women to fly combat aircraft.
Hey.
Now, I want to play something, once again, bringing up history bombs, so I want to play something really interesting here.
Phew, thank goodness that's it with. Oh, here we go, here's World War II, and interestingly, it wasn't just the men who were flying as pilots.
We are the night witches from Russia with love. We dropped 3,000 tons of bombs from above, flying at night over enemy lines. Each bomb flew over 1,000 times. When you think about World War II and the brave pilots who fought for you, it wasn't just Bertie, Percy, and Peter. It was Mary, Natalia, Irina, and Vera.
Yeah, you know, once again, the Soviets beating us to the punch. During World War II, they had literally 1,000 and more women pilots flying out there, getting shot at, getting blown up, you know, along with the men. Like, it seems, you know, ultimately communism really is a great equalizer in misery. So
All for it, as long as they don't lower the standards.
Yeah. 92, let's see here. Hungarian swimmer Krasiszka Egerzi earned her 3rd gold medal of the Barcelona Olympics, winning the 200-meter backstroke for the 100 and 200 double, along with the 400-meter IM gold. All right. 92 as well, Thai Airways International Flight 311 crashed into a mountain north of Kathmandu, killing all 113 passengers and crew members on board the Airbus A310. 3 world record swims on the final night session at the Barcelona Olympics. Australian Kieran Perkins in the 1,500 meter freestyle, 14 minutes 43.4 seconds. Tomas Darnyi of Hungary, in the 200 meter backstroke, 1 minute 59.36 seconds. And Yang Wenji of China in the women's 50 meter freestyle, 24.79 seconds. 92 as well, the nation of Georgia joined the United Nations. All right. China General Aviation Flight 7552 crashed during takeoff from Nanjing Daocheng Airport, killing 108. Space Shuttle program Atlantis was launched on STS-46 to deploy the European Retrievable Carrier and the tethered satellite system. 93, Inkatha Armed Forces killed 49 ANC, African National Congress, supporters in Johannesburg, South Africa. 93 as well, the Allman Brothers Band guitarist Dickie Betts was arrested for shoving 2 cops who were investigating a domestic dispute at the Holiday Inn in Saratoga Springs, New York. 94, 102.7 Fahrenheit or 39.3 Celsius was recorded in Plestin, East Germany. Netherlands, warmest July since 1783, an average of 21.4 Celsius or 70.52 Fahrenheit. 94 as well, New York Yankees shortstop Phil Rizzuto and Philadelphia Phillies pitcher Steve Carlton were inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York. Stockholm averaged 21.5 Celsius or 70.7 Fahrenheit, the warmest July since 1855. Ooh. Ukrainian Sergei Bubla pole vaulted 6.14 meters, setting his 35th world record.
Wow.
Impressive. And this is all in 94. What's going on? 94 is busy. We also have the United Nations voted 12-0 with 2 abstentions to authorize the use of force in Haiti. 94 as well, Arkan Lindbergh averaged 71.6 Fahrenheit, 22 degrees flat in Celsius in July. This is their record. Finally getting into 95, Walt Disney announced the acquisition of Capital City / ABC for $19 billion with a B dollars. The network of properties now consists of Disney, ABC, ABC Shorts, ESPN, and ESPN2. Antitrust lawsuit. Break them up. They're getting too big. You know, they might not be a monopoly, but we need to have a law against this. This is too much. Too much. You know? we need to have smaller private enterprise. Everything's becoming corporate. There's nothing else. It's getting too much. 97, college football's all-time winningest coach, and that is an actual word, even though it sounds like something a 5-year-old would make up. Winningest coach, I'll look that word up here in a minute. Eddie Robinson and his Grambling State University program were placed on 2 years probation for rules violations, including recruiting and academic eligibility. Was it Grambling or gambling?
Gambling.
And his Grambling State University.
Oh, Grambling State. Okay, that's a college.
Yeah. Okay, so it is. Now, winningest. Believe it or not, it is a word.
Absolutely is.
Yeah.
Winningest.
But it sounds so fake. It's having achieved the most successes in competition.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But it sounds so made up.
Well, I've just heard it so many times. I guess it's normal
Yeah.
to me.
97, first baseman Mark McGwire became MLB's top home run hitter to be traded in the middle of the season when he moved from Oakland to the St. Louis Cardinals with 34 home runs and 8 RBIs. 99, Discovery Program lunar prospector NASA intentionally crashed the spacecraft into the moon, ending its mission to detect frozen water on the moon's surface. I wonder if they found anything or not. 2002, Polaroid Corporation was purchased by One Equity Partners and continues to operate under the Polaroid Corporation name. 2004, Paul Simon and Art Garfunkel closed their second reunion tour with a free concert in front of the Colosseum in Rome. An estimated 600,000 fans attended, making it their largest crowd. Good old Simon and Garfunkel.
Yeah.
So, like right there they are.
Yeah.
Wow, old as hell.
Always look like that. Well, he's losing more hard. Simon, the short one.
Yeah. What else do we got here? 2006, Fidel Castro temporarily handed over power to brother Raul Castro, leading to a celebration in Little Havana, La Pequeña Habana, Miami, Florida, where many Cuban Americans participated. And ultimately, I think it was permanence, and I don't think he ever got it back.
No, he still is. Well, Fidel's long since passed away.
Well, yes, I know, but I don't think Fidel took it back and then gave it back.
Didn't. No, his brother's been still there.
2016. So he only died 10 years ago.
Who's that?
Fidel.
Yeah.
Yeah. We also had 2007 Boston Celtics obtained former MVP and 10-time All-Star Kevin Garnett in a 7-for-1 deal with the Minnesota Timberwolves, the NBA's biggest trade for one player. Wow, 7-for-1. You're important. Operation Banner, the presence of the British Army in Northern Ireland, came to an end as the longest-running British Army operation ever. Good. They're learning to get out of there. 2012, a second power grid failure in India in 2 days left 670 million people without power. Wow. Wasn't it like 300 million? Was it 600 million yesterday that we spoke about?
I don't remember.
Like, it was several hundred million people who were without power yesterday in northern India. And this is talking about, this is the second in 2 days.
Same
670 million. Like, holy crap, dude. 2012 as well, Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band performed their longest show to date at Olympia Stadium in Helsinki, Finland, lasting for 4 hours and 6 minutes.
Ooh.
Wow.
It's a long concert.
Yeah, it's 4 times as long as this show. 2012, Michael Phelps became the greatest medal winner in Olympic history as part of the winning American 4x200 meter freestyle relay team in London, earning his 19th career Olympic medal and 15th overall gold. And said here that here we go. Michael Phelps broke the record set in 1964 by Larissa Latinina for the most medals won in the Olympics. All right. 2014 as well, Between Riverside and Crazy. Hey, I'm in that position too. A play by Stephen Adley Gieris premiered off Broadway at the Linda Cross Theater in New York and won the Pulitzer Prize for Drama in 2015. Yeah. I mean, Riverside is just down the street.
Well, this is not.
But I'm between Riverside and Crazy. You get it?
I get it.
2014, Israel and Hamas agreed to a 72-hour humanitarian ceasefire. The United States agreed to resupply arms to Israel, including rocket launchers, mortar rounds, and grenades, despite condemnation of civilian casualties in Gaza. Why do we keep rearming them? They're not using it to defend. They're using it to offend. And they ain't defending shit. I mean, I know that there's missiles and shit coming in, so yeah, they are. But
They get attacked constantly.
yeah, and they attack constantly too. They ain't innocent. 2016, Yuriko Koike was the first woman to be elected Tokyo governor. All right. 2017, Anthony Scaramucci was removed as White House Communications Director after less than 2 weeks.
Better known as the Mooch. That was his nickname.
Why? What did he do?
No, Scaramucci is his name.
Yeah, what did he do? Like I wasn't paying attention to politics in 2017.
Oh, okay.
So,
He was just an advisor to Trump. I don't know what else he did. That's how I know of him.
but I mean, like, do you know was he bad? Was he good? Like, why?
Well, I don't know.
He was removed in less than 2 weeks. That's not a good
He
sign.
was gone. I guess he was pretty bullheaded, hitting a bullheaded president.
Yeah.
They're going to lose.
Yeah. 2017, England cricket spin bowler Moeen Ali took a hat trick in a 239-run third Test win over South Africa in the 100th Test match played at the Oval in London. Actor Alan Alda revealed he had Parkinson's disease for 3 years in an interview with CBS's This Morning and discussed how physically acting out your dreams can be an early symptom. That sounds kind of scary. 2018, Aeromexico Flight 2431 crash landed in Durango, Mexico. All 103 on board survived.
Ooh.
And that was a twist that you weren't expecting.
Yeah. No, I wasn't
You're
expecting it at
just
all.
like, here we go again, another
Yeah,
death.
yeah.
You go, no!
105 died.
I pulled an Emnon Shamalamanon on you there. So, 2018, Facebook disclosed and removed a Russian-linked network of sites attempting to interfere in stadium politics. 2018 as well, Rihanna became the first black woman to appear in the cover of British Vogue in their September issue. 2019, stadium officials announced that Osama bin Laden's son, Hamza bin Laden, a potential successor, had been killed in U.S. airstrikes in Pakistan. 2019, Russian President Vladimir Putin ordered the Russian army to help out with huge wildfires in Siberia, covering 3 million hectares, or 7.4 million acres, after 700,000 people signed a petition. Wow, that's a lot. They had to take that many people, for him to get into action. He's a lousy leader then. 2019, U.S. Federal Reserve cut interest rates by 0.25%, the first cut since 2008, 11 years prior. 2020, Apple wildfires started near Beaumont, California, forcing the evacuation of nearly 8,000 people over the next few days, and that's an image of it right there.
Yeah.
Like, it's always haunting, especially after you've actually seen it with real life. Now, granted, we were miles away, we weren't like this close.
Well, we've seen that.
But to
that's
still
miles
see,
away too.
well, I mean, like the one I'm talking about, because I took a picture of it. It's blurry as hell, but let's see if I can find it really quick. Like, it's one of my very earlier pictures here. Let's see. That's fire. That's a fire. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to find it here. Whatever. Oh wait, there it is. Yeah, right there. So you can't really tell. It's not that good. But that's it cresting the hill. So that's fire right there. So we
Where
were
were you standing right there?
wherever.
Where you took the picture?
I don't remember.
Oh.
But like we were looking like south or something. I don't remember exactly where we were, but it was coming over to us. And I think that was the same one where we were under suggested evacuation that one time.
Yeah,
we got the
possible.
car. We got the car loaded and ready to go.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Anyway, like I want to look this up really quick. And, image search, just to show different images of this fire. Like, this is terrifying. That almost looks AI, but that stuff is.
Yeah.
This stuff is real, man. Like, as a Californian, you learn about fire really quickly. 2020, Eurozone economic activity fell 11.9% for the April-June, with Spain the worst at negative 18.5%, its deepest in modern times. Mexico overtook the UK to have the world's third highest death toll from the Kung Flu, with 46,688 fatalities. Fearmonger, fearmonger, fearmonger. The Los Angeles Times reported allegations of sexual assault and misconduct against actor Brian Callen. More of this,
Don't know who he is.
I don't either, but it's more of this Me Too madness. A de Havilland Canada DHC-2 Beaver and Piper PA-12 super cruiser collided over Soldotna, Alaska, killing all 7 people on board both aircraft, including State Representative Gary Knopp. That's not good. 2021, Canadian swimmer Caleb Dressel won the 100-meter butterfly in a world record time of 49.45 seconds at the Tokyo Olympics and completed the 100-meter freestyle butterfly double. Canadian swimming superstar Katie Ledecky won the women's 800-meter gold for an unprecedented third consecutive Olympics in Tokyo and claimed the distance 800/1500 meter double. 2021 as well, first mixed gender event to feature an Olympic swim program. Great Britain team of Kathleen Dawson, Adam Peaty, James Guy, and Anna Hopkin won the mixed 4x100 meter medley relay in a world record 3 minute 37.58 seconds in Tokyo. 2021 Jamaican sprinters Elaine Thompson-Herah, Shelley Ann Fraser-Price, and Sharika Jackson achieved a trifecta in the women's 100-meter final in the Tokyo Olympics. Thompson-Herah retained her title. 2022 Al-Qaeda leader Ayman al-Zawahiri, hey man, but you wouldn't want to say because he's Al-Qaeda, so you don't want to know him. Who helped plan the 9/11 attacks? You really don't want to know him. Was killed in a CIA drone attack in Kabul. You can't know him. Afghanistan. U.S. President Joe Biden, Brandon, called it the group's biggest blow since Osama bin Laden was killed. All right, go ahead and pat yourself on the back there, buddy. 2022, McKinney Fire at Klamath National Forest became California's largest fire in the year at 51,000 acres, fueled by high temperatures and strong winds, forcing evacuation. So that's an image of that fire.
Wow.
Like that, dude, doesn't that look like something out of hell?
Yeah.
Like that looks like a screenshot out of the movie This Is the End, but this was real.
Yeah.
Like
that's way up north.
Yeah, this almost looks AI, but that's
no.
like fire is real stuff, and like you see it up in the hills here. These flames, they can be right here where that woman's at in 5 seconds. Like that. It's that quick. All it takes is a gust and it's there.
Well, then you have cinders blowing all over the place, starting a fire somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly. In 2022, Women's Euro 2022, England defeated Germany 2-1 in extra time in front of the biggest ever Euro crowd of 87,192 at Wembley, London. 2023, just 3 years ago, the city of Phoenix, Arizona experienced a high temperature of 108 Fahrenheit, 42.2 Celsius, ending a heat record of 31 consecutive days of temperatures at or above 110 degrees Fahrenheit, 43.3 Celsius. Holy crap. Yeah, so I think it was... it
ended at 108.
Yeah,
Great.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was under 110.
Yeah.
So, meanwhile, as of 10 a.m. today until 8 p.m. Sunday, we are in an excessive heat, warning, alarm, red text, you're going to die,
in the 90s somewhere.
Yeah. 2023, location of the first English slave fort in Africa was found. Fort Cormontaine, built in 1631 at Fort Amsterdam in Ghana. Well, that only happened because Africans were selling white people other Africans. You want to look at the causing of slavery? Look at Africa. White people weren't going in there with nets, and no, that is ridiculous. 2024, 5,000-year-old large-scale farming settlement is discovered at Oued Bet in Morocco, confirming North Africa's significance during the Neolithic period. Wow, that's epic.
Yeah, 5,000 years.
Yeah. 2024, China's Pan Zhihao set one of the only 2 new world records at the Paris Olympic swim meet with 46.40 seconds in the 100-meter freestyle final ahead of Australia's Kyle Chalmers and David Popovici of Romania. Former senior BBC presenter Hugh Edwards pled guilty to making indecent images of children, probably using AI. That's sick. French swim sensation Leon Marchand won 2 gold medals on the same day, claiming the 200-meter breaststroke and 200-meter butterfly at the Paris Olympics. Awesome. 2025, just this time last year, ad tech company InMobi forgot to renew a SSL certificate for their consent management platform, bringing ad service to a halt on much of the open internet for a few hours. All it takes is one little stop in the domino and everything collapses. We're too reliant. It's not good. We strayed too far from nature, and now we're going to get punished for it, one way or another sometime. And last but not least, 2025 U.S. President Donald Trump announced plans for construction of a permanent ballroom, as well as, a whole new bunker and there's a whole bunch of stuff under there. Adjacent to the east wing of the White House, saying, quote, "It won't interfere with the current building," end quote. All right. And that shall conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar description below for any links that you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. As I mentioned earlier, these links that we collected throughout the show will appear down there in about 5 minutes or so. We have gone through all 41 pages of our document in this hour and 19 minutes, so from 2 different sources. Anyway, what's the code word list, though, that they're still watching in the
Well,
comments?
we've had a lot of today, so we're going to say fire.
Fire! Burn, baby, burn! Disco Inferno! So,
What did I do?
the roof is on fire. Somebody called 911. Anyway, where was I going at? For your dose of passive events daily, we stream at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. For all of you and all of us, I'm Xander.
Golden Loon.
And you, and until you catch us later, until then, whenever that is, wherever that is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Until then, toodles! And in here, and in here.